Can't seem to find it. Can't find it. No, it's not anything like this. Not anything like this. Wish it was something like this. Close enough to it though. It's like a 1685 land lease. Look at that thing. Haven't even had it framed yet. Da Vinci style. I've had this thing for almost 30 years. Don't even know why I got it. I guess because it reminds me of the good old days. Really though. It's got some major water damage to it though. Probably from 1702. Very nice indeed. No, but I'm looking for the little piece of paper that specified my write-off for the vehicle I donated. Can't seem to find it. I put it in the safe though. I checked in that one too. Not even in there. But I put it in the safe. So it'd be safe. And guess what? The only thing not even here is that envelope with the piece of paper in it. And I know for a fact I put it in here. I've been looking at the same stuff over and over again. Nice little box right here. I haven't even gone through in 12, 13 years. Who wants to look through some old baseball cards? I definitely do. It's been about 12, 13 years since I opened this thing. Let's go ahead and do that. Be cool to know what I still have. Nice little treasure right here. But you know, I think it's about time we take a look in the box to see what kind of treasure is deep inside this thing right here. It's been a long time, about 12, 13 years. Even the masking tape is kind of yellowish. Ooh, what do we have here? It's falling out already. Hey, there's 99 cents worth of baseball cards falling out. Dang. Let's hope they're not covered in mold and mildew. That would be quite the shame, wouldn't it? What do we have here? Didn't quite make it into the box. Had to throw it in the safe. One of a kind right here. Worth about $3. Yep, $3 in the bank. Never sell it. Because it's Da Vinci style. Nothing like that one. Dang, forgot about all these things right here. Mint condition. Probably worth about $1 a piece. I probably got $1,000 worth of cards in this little box right here. But you got to do the averages. Some are probably worth 60 cents. Some are probably worth $28 a piece. Old school for real. Yeah, some random rookie cards. I don't know why rookie cards, no matter how amateur the player might be, never made it to the big time, really. I know the reflection's horrible, but would you rather see my reflection in the mint condition cards? Mike Williams. Heck yeah, a rookie card probably worth about $8. I'd be surprised if it was worth less than that. Everybody knows about this one. Who doesn't? I mean, you're looking at the best one right there. Orlando Miller. No, just kidding. Yep, Derek Jeter. What's this one worth? $3.89. Yeah. That's not fair. They got the asterisk next to that dude, Mike Neal, rookie card. He probably upped the value just because of that. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pull out a few more. See what we got. Hall of Famer. Hands down. Not behind the back. All these older cards. I'm going to say, but Da Vinci, be careful with the nails. He is headed to the Hall of Fame. Dang, there's one right there. Good old Dave Winfield. Got an old school Jack Morrison here too. I'll say, Da Vinci, turn those things around. Why you got those things all skewed to the side? Wonder how much they're worth now. You're going to say, all you got to do is just get the Beckett list, whatever the book is, the Beckett magazine. Check online. 1993. Strikeout King. Look how off-centered it is. I always thought when it came to something like that, it was worth more. The flaws. 84. Back when the Tigers went to the World Series. Grand collection indeed. Finally made it to the Hall of Fame. MVP in 1978. Why do you think I kept the cards? Oh yeah, that's old school. The heck do we have here? Braves game ticket? Yeah. Fulton County Stadium. Set that to the side. I don't know how that ended up in here. It's quite the card back in the day. Still quite the card. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of Dave Winfields. And a ton of Eddie Murrays. and a ton of everybody else. They just keep on going. Oops, don't bend it too hard. You might knock off a few $100s later. Yeah, that's a fat stack right there. And those are definitely some fat stats. I know what you're going to tell me to do. You're going to say, get the book. Not the book, but, get the card holders. Make it easier to flip through. Because this is definitely killing time. Yeah, I know. Great cameras back then. Really. Probably get the same camera these days for just about $80. Probably cost $7,000 back then. Wonder if the gold is real. Hey, always follow the pointing figures. You already know that motto. Wonder what he's pointing at. Let's hope he's on the way to the Hall of Fame too. Unfortunately for me, I don't have a lot of new players in my collection. Kind of quit collecting back in like the very early 2000s. Yeah. Kmart. Might be a rare card right here. Look, the facial recognition is kicking in on the iPhone. Dang, there he is again. Albert Bell. Might be as a checklist. Hey, at least it's in the Hall of Fame, right? One home run from 400. Maybe it was 2 home runs. I think it was like 398 or 399 is what he ended at. Yeah. Way before they won another World Series. Hey, look at that for perspective. He's got the Don Mattingly shirt. And the baseball hitting the head? That's wild right there. I got to take a look at that. Whenever you take a picture like that and you got the perspective in, just like that, who knows what's going to happen. Wonder if he was hitting the head with a baseball later after this picture was published. Gotta know how to play the game. Gotta be careful when you snap those pictures. Yeah. Oh, these aren't worth anything, I don't think. I mean, they're probably worth about $3 a piece, maybe. Maybe a lot more than that. 91. Yeah. Eddie Collins. I know who that is. And his name's not even on there. I think that's Eddie Collins. Listen to my... Who's this? It is Eddie Collins. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, you can barely make out the name on the side. Don't worry, I didn't see that. It blends in with the dirt. Yeah, that list keeps going on. No, that's not the real deal Holyfield right here. Not at all. It's just a reproduction. Maybe I'll research this one. Might be worth a little something, right? Probably just a reprint back in 1981. Hobby card dealer. This is going to be one of those situations where it's so bad you try to Google the answer and not a dang thing comes up. It's either or with things like this, though. It could be one of a kind and worth about $186. Or it's so worthless, it's not even worth putting on Google. That's when you know it's bad. Let me set that one to the side. Al Oliver. I know you're going to say you can't see because of the reflection of the light. What else am I supposed to put on the flashlight? Well, yeah, I like Deion Sanders. I know he's not anywhere close to being a Hall of Famer. I guess because he played for the Braves. There's another Hall of Famer right there. Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Same here. The voters have definitely screwed up on that. I don't know why they're not in the Hall of Fame, though. You want to say, Da Vinci, you need to do more research to find out. Maybe something went wrong. Or not right enough. I'm just looking through my little itty bitty collection. Look at that, Marquise Grissom, rookie card. He was definitely on his way to the Hall of Fame too. Try to create art out of everything. I remember meeting this guy in an elevator one day at Piedmont Hospital. Yep. You're going to say that's worth something. It's got an autograph on it. Hall of Famer right here. I don't know about you, but it definitely didn't look like he used steroids. He never beefed up a bit. He was still skinny when you claimed he was using. Maybe he was just on antihistamines. Same here. David Bell. The Beehive. Back when he played with Houston. The Busy Bees, whatever they called him. Bizio, Bagwell, Bell, Hidalgo. Some of these players are definitely missing from a very specific list. Turns out that this card is worth $1. I googled it. There was about 2 or 3 listings on eBay and a couple other sites like collectors.com. You can get this thing for $1. Hey, there's at least one more dollar to the stash. A lot of George Brett's, really. Mike Lieberthal? Another previous or recent Hall of Famer. Oh, it was bent. Not mint condition. Pedro Estacio. Glad he got in. Oh yeah. Born in ATL. Good man right here. I was able to get tickets from him into the Braves game back in like 92, 93. Why is this one so scratched up? Dang. Who did that all over this thing right here? I think I already have like 2 or 3 of these in here somewhere. '85. I'm looking at the date, 1985, so it's not that old. Oops, sorry, Nolan. I don't mean to toss you around like that. Not really his rookie card. Didn't really go into a sophomore slump. Hey, look, Twins. There's one for the ages right there. Except there's some damage. White is creeping through around the edges. Wonder where the other ones are that are in the cases, though. Why did I load up on so many of Roger Clemens cards, though? There's one thing about this, though. When it comes to collecting these things, I told you I didn't have any of the newbies. Anything like past 2000. I don't have many players. I don't have any pull holes, nothing like that. Maybe a few Ivan Rodriguez. A lot of Derek Jeters, all that kind of stuff. I think that's when I kind of stopped this because I was working too many hours. And it's more of like just a kid's game. That's it. But nothing wrong with having a collection such as this. I know it's not all out for all to see. It's just kind of all over the place in one single spot. But that's one thing about this, though. It's almost like I can't try to look for the modern players now unless they just started. Like I can't go out and just buy a whole bunch of Albert Pujols, that kind of thing, because his career's already been done. It's almost like you have to get these at the very beginning, and kind of like the first few years before their career really develops. That's when you have to try to get these things, because there's nothing like that game of projection, a different kind of perspective. I've been collecting these things since about the late 80s, I think. Even when Ozzie Smith was just in his prime. Just a few years in. Still had a long way to go to make it. Yeah, you start trying to buy cards when a player is already done with his career. And you try to go all the way back to when it began. It's almost like you're just trying to... What am I trying to say? It's almost like you're just trying to hop on the bandwagon. Like you're looking for the treasure. Backwards. After it was already created. You're looking to get your piece. Instead of starting at the beginning. And waiting for things to be created. The greatness within it. A lot of Ozzie Smith. Stack just kept growing. A lot of Lee Smith. From what I saw when I googled this one, because that's a pretty nice one right there. I know it doesn't have any luster on it, doesn't have any kind of special film effects, nothing like that. But that's one thing about collecting these things too, is that I don't understand how people price these things. When I looked on the internet a few minutes ago, one site had this as $350, I think it was, around $350. And then there was a couple other ones that had them in the plastic cases, listed for around $50, $25 to $50, which I don't quite understand. I'm not saying that in a bad way, I just don't understand how somebody can price theirs so low, but then other people price it so high. So is this worth $25? Or is it worth $250? Don't know. Too many answers out there. But at least I know that's worth $1. What about the Jim Thomeys from like the early 90s? Yeah, like his very mass-produced rookie card right here. Probably be worth about $18 more if it had a signature on it. Yeah, Garrett Anderson. Rookie card. Yeah, I gotta let him in. I know he was a quiet player. Didn't smoke, didn't do all that craziness. He was just quiet. But not quiet with the bat. Or the glove, really. Let him in too. Over 2,600 hits, I think. Between 2488. He was headed to the Hall of Fame too. Ray Durham was. Till he fell off a little bit at San Francisco. Oh yeah, the A-Rods. Don't have many A-Rods. It's about the time I quit collecting. When I started getting busier with an adult life. Doing adult things. Hey, he's a catcher. Who didn't know that? I'm trying to find... I had a few that were in plastic. I don't know why they're not in here, though. I think they are. I think they're at the bottom, though. I had a whole stack of ones that were in plastic. You know, hardcore Frank Thomas rookie cards, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hey, there's Puckett. Yeah, got it. About 30 of his, too. Too bad he's gone. Is that Brett Butler? It looks like Brett Butler upside down. I just have my mind upside down. You're saying, ain't that the truth? Don't bust them. Don't bust them. Hey, there's Bonds. Yeah. Hey, there's Anderson, another rookie card. Sean Green. Uh-oh, we got some plastic here. Oh, yeah, mass-produced majorly. Here goes Sosa. Yep. That was back when he was like, what? There's Tim Raines on the right. What was that, like 89, 88? Oops, I'm knocking them over. Crap. Oh, yeah. I don't have a lot of Chipper Jones when he got older. I basically just have a lot of his rookie cards. Let me go ahead and Google these things real quick. Watch them be like $30 a piece. But just because I touched them, they probably dropped in value because I'm rubbing things off. Yeah, I think I have nothing but all of his rookie cards when he was developing as a Hall of Famer. I'll never forget this one story, though. You know, I'm a man of many memories, many ideas, many thoughts. And I might be the only person to ever remember the story I heard on the radio one day, way back. I don't know, it had to be 96, 95. I think it had to be one of those 2 years or something like that. And I was riding down the road or doing something. And I know it was on the radio. The one thing that made me remember this story, I don't know what it was though. I don't know if a hot girl was walking by or what. But, yeah, I know you're laughing, but, I don't know what made me remember the story. But the story was that the one thing that attracted the Braves to Chipper Jones, it was a story from Scout. I don't know, it was this one story that I will never forget. And it was a story that I think it was a scout telling that one of the reasons that he was attracted to Chipper Jones as a player was for his fire that he had deep inside. And he was at a high school baseball game scouting Chipper. And he got into a fight with one of his teammates in the dugout. And I think that's how the story went. And how that spoke to the scout about how much fire that Chipper Jones had deep inside by just fighting with one of his teammates in the dugout. Yeah, I'll never forget that story for some reason. Huh. Weird. Alright, teller to tape. Worth about $5.99. Might as well say $6. In some cases. Same thing with all these. Between $6 and $15 just about. Benji Gill. Yeah. Once I had this listed for $7,666. Really? Hey, we struck it rich. Let's go donate the money. It's kind of fun going through the old stash again. Although I do remember these quite well, every last one of them. As you can tell, the deeper I go, the more I want to wonder what happened to ones that I remember that I don't see yet. Something about the cards in the respects of how much they're worth. You got to think about the bottom line of everything when it comes to that. Pieces of cardboard. But you're looking at a stack of money, basically. Because all you see is a bunch of faces on some pieces of paper. And that's it. Cards. If there was no face, how much would it be worth? Would you just go by the name? Huh. What if there was no face? And it was just a name? Does that change everything? Yeah, but just think about when it comes to the value of the cards, though. You got to think about someone who's on their last leg when it comes to their finances. They're willing to take anything, really. But think about it in different respects, about something else. I'm not talking about something spiritual. No, not this go around. That's for later. No, but think about this. Think about someone who's coming to rob the house. A burglar. Someone who breaks in. If they were to see the collection laying out on the table, looking for some quick cash, jewelry, that kind of stuff, would they take them? Would they take them right off the bat? If they saw a bunch of faces that had money attached to them. They know how much the face is worth. So they better be taking them. Yeah. That might make somebody feel kind of depressed if they didn't take them. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine Juan Gonzalez, how he would feel if his card was in somebody's place and it was robbed, but their cards were left behind to be forgotten. Yeah. Cards left behind. Probably because they weren't worth what they were looking for. The robber. But think about this also when it comes to the Hall of Fame. What's the main deciding factor when it comes to letting him in? I know, the voting process. A lot of things go into the voting, even a judge of character, when it comes down to it. No, that's not the real deal, Holyfield, but that is. What was this printed? 1991, 1977. 1976, close enough. Good eye, good eye. Yeah, but think about this. When it comes to letting them in, it has to do with the emotions of the human race. Your own emotions, if you're a fan of the sport, that is. All the fans in the stands. It's almost like it boils down to that one single emotion when it comes to the All-Star game. Now think about this when I say this. When you look at a lineup in an All-Star game, who's starting and who's coming in later? The reserves. That's what I'm talking about. How do you feel about it? You could have your best player on your team be a league leader. Multiple All-Star teams they've gone to. and vice versa. But when they're announced and they make it to the All-Star team, the All-Star game, when their name is announced with all the other stars, what if there's 3 or 4 second basemen? And one of your players is one of those second basemen. How do you feel about it as a fan, overall? Now think deeply about this. How do your emotions feel about them? When they go into the All-Star game? Are you extremely happy? What about ones that you like? The players that you like John Franco, should be in the Hall of Fame. Over 420 saves. I think just about. Nice guy. Most definitely. Great career. Definitely a Hall of Famer. But when you put him against somebody else who's on the same All-Star team, who could be a little bit better, let's say Steve Carlson, for instance. Now think about that contrast. He's a dang good player. You respect him, you like him a lot. No matter if he plays for your team or not. But how do you feel when he gets into the game? Do you feel it like he deserves to be there? Do you feel excited, confident? That's what I'm talking about. That one emotion. One single emotion within you. In one single ball game. The All-Star game. One emotion where everybody's equal. Everybody comes together. In one single moment in time. Competition. Everybody's equal, but it's a competition. Combined in one single game. Dang, that's 82. Bent up like crazy. Like Ozzie Smith. All those All-Star games that he made it to. And he shared a spot with a few others. Like Barry Larkin. But what if A-Rod was in the mix? How would you feel about them then, when you had that contrast of players? Hal Oliver again. Heck yeah. Hall of Famer, most definitely. Oh yeah. Old school for real. 1972. That's not that old though. They make the picture make it like it is. It's almost like when you look at the picture, you gotta flip the numbers to be 1927. It's that angle with the lighting. I gotta organize these things though, I really do. All the players are not matched up. Dang, that one's old school. I'm getting down to the older ones, I think. Maybe it's just a good mix. Hey, I got another story for you about this one right here. Okay. Now, you know how my memory is. This happened back when he was getting ready to retire, I think. Or something. This was way back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, just about. And whoever put tape on that, put it on the wall sucks. Really, though. wasn't me, you can tell that the tape probably dates back to like 1974. Yeah. Dang. I'm just going to check the little prices on those, that's all. 1960s. Yeah, but this story I need to tell you about good old Eckersley. Forgot about I'm going to tell you a story. All right, so he had this interview one time. I think about the time when he was getting ready to retire. And I'll never forget this story. I don't know why there are certain stories that I remember. Something about the mind that makes us remember certain stories. I don't know what it is, though, about this one. But I remember a story he was going to get ready to retire or something like that. And one of the plans that he had for retirement. Now, don't quote me on this because I think it was him, though. I know it was him. And he was talking about one of his plans when he was getting ready to retire. The first thing he was going to do, one of them, probably besides, normal human being stuff, go to Disney World, all that kind of craziness. And one of his biggest plans was to get some breast on him. He used the T word, though. So he had a big plan to get some breast on him. Hit the gym really hardcore. And for some reason, I remember that story. But that's the only story I remember for that day. When I was watching TV, or I don't know what it was, on the radio. But they're not supposed to say words like that on the radio. They're not. So, might have been some cable network or something like that. Dang. Really, though. Pow. Getting down to the older ones. Definitely increased in value, hopefully, over the course of the last 13 years. Dang. Got a lot more Griffies. Heck yeah. I know. You're going to say, but Da Vinci, you're missing a lot of players like Tony Gwynn's and all that kind of stuff. No, I got plenty of those. Still can't find, like, the ones wrapped up in plastic. Oh yeah, nothing but a bunch of my Piazza rookie cards. Heck yeah. Who's that? Number 1 rookie first. Oh yeah, Manny Ramirez. Gotta let him in there too. You're gonna say why? Because he brought smiles to people's faces. He did the strangest things. Talk about character. Yeah. Just because he wasn't on your team doesn't mean you don't have to. Doesn't mean you can't let him in. Yeah, I gotta check the prices on these though. These are old school, not really Hall of Famers or anything like that. Well, most of them are really. They are. Yeah, but they're newer old cards. They're like from the early 70s, late 60s. Yeah, you're probably looking at about $96 for this stack right here. But I think I know where the plastic ones are. The ones wrapped up in plastic. I know exactly where they are. But they're not in the safe. Down to the bottom of this, nothing left in it. This was all that was in there. I know you experts out there are going to say, but it's nothing but a bunch of what you call commons. COMMONS. These are anything but common, really. Yeah. Even down to the good old McGriff. Yeah, I gotta see if I can find the ones in the plastic. Gotta make some books or something later. The card books. Gotta, save some space in the safe for the external hard drives. Yeah, for the videos and all. Whatever I'm doing. Yeah. Gotta figure out a way to organize these things, but don't get confused. I know you're probably still confused about what I was talking about earlier when it came to, excuse my sinuses, but when it came to the emotions that you have for a player when they make it to the All-Star game. The deciding game, the deciding factor when it comes to your emotions about a player. I'm not going to say this the wrong way. What am I trying to say here, though? Think with me. I don't want to make this sound kind of like X-rated or anything like that, but it's kind of like the before and after, if you know what I mean. The All-Star game. It is. You spend the entire first part of the season keeping track of all the players. And of course, the future Hall of Famers, vice versa. The good players. And then comes the All-Star game. But they're pinned up against other team with many other stars. And they're playing side by side with other All-Stars on their same team. And your emotions, how do they feel about them compared to somebody else? I know your emotions change, they do. How you feel about somebody when it comes to that. But then that's what it has to do with the Hall of Fame voting. Same thing. Like Johnny Damon. I would definitely say he's a Hall of Famer. But how do you feel about him in the All-Star game? When his own competition's on his own team? When he's announced as a starter? Are you happy or disappointed? Because he's not as good as the next player? That's the emotion I'm talking about. That one single emotion. That one deciding emotion. Is that what keeps them out of the Hall of Fame? When it comes to a player like Johnny Damon. Over 2,700 hits in his career. But you're just going to argue that he was nothing but average. I definitely wouldn't say anything like that. One single emotion. Let me go ahead and add these back to the box. Try to find what's in the other one later. Wonder what else is going to be up in this thing. Been about 10 years since I looked in this. Let me go ahead and pull some of these out. Who knows what else is going to be up in here. Card for the Ages right here. The very next one I picked out. Never seen anything like this before. Check it out. Da Vinci style. I think I'll just go ahead and leave it as is. We already know about my predictions. Let me see if I can break out the Flower of Life in the Metatron Cube. Who's next? Check it out. Trying to see what's in the plastic ones first. Nice so far. Dang, the reflection's crazy though. Went ahead and turned off the lamp. But dang. Trying to see what's in the plastic cases first. The ones in the plastic card holders. Rookie of the Year candidate 1996. 7 of 20? Some of these are quite nice. Even Roland's on his way to the Hall of Fame. Rolling into the Hall of Fame. Look how young he looks. Dang. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. One of the best right here. Steroids or not. I think there's a secret to what's going on though. I forgot to talk about this in one of my videos about 2 or 3 years ago. When they kept declining the best. Declining them entry to the Hall of Fame. Well, the Big Hurt made it. But I'm talking about the other ones. Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, Palmeiro, Ramirez, Rodriguez, many, many more out there. But I just had this idea when it comes to them, that group of what they call the users, the ones who they claim cheated. But here's my idea behind that. There's going to be a very select group of folks, players, out there that are denied entry to the Hall of Fame because they use steroids. Am I correct? If I'm not, we're good to go. But if they're denied entry into the Hall of Fame, you better hang on to their baseball cards the best you can, because it's going to be a different kind of select group. Best players in baseball history. Never to be granted entry into a perfect time capsule. Left outside to look in. But that's going to be a stash you definitely need to hold on to. A different kind of select group. Card's going to be priceless. Because once everybody starts to get rid of them later, because they thought they were heroes no more. Then you're talking about a different kind of supply and demand. Is that Garrett Anderson? No, it's Jose Cruz Jr. Dale Nomo. Jerry White. these are just like rookie cards right here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go through every last one of these. Who knows how long it's going to take me to go through this thing. 10 years is a long time, I tell you that much. But every time I lift the card up, it's a very nice one. You're probably talking about $25,000, $30,000 worth of cards right here. Quite possible. Could be terribly wrong. Look at that Derek Jeter rookie card. Heck yeah. 1995, mint condition. Another Jose Cruz Jr. Didn't quite make it that big. Frank Thomas Triple Crown season. But he didn't. Oh, that's season crown. Yeah. Got to go through every last one of these right here. Try to pick out the best ones. And make a different kind of pile. For the next 10 years, that is. Yeah. Things to add to the safe. Maybe I need to invest in a different safe. What's that, Maddox? Can't see, it's upside down. No. Derek Jeter. Future impact. Probably $5 right here. Probably more. Let me Google the answer. Well, that's why I can't stand looking on eBay. A bunch of desperate people out there trying to let go of these things for 99 cents starting bid. But all the other ones, the professionals, are selling these things for about $10 to $35. The real deal Holyfield. Let's follow their lead and not the ones on eBay. Always want the best. Things get scary every single day. Even things that are hidden within the crates, the boxes. Beautiful. Most definitely. But all you gotta do is flip it over and see the truth. Barely even pulled enough out. Nice little batch right here. A bunch of Hall of Famers right here. Mint condition. Yes, indeed. Kind of old school. What is this? 98, 99, 2000. Yeah. Real nice indeed. Well, I know some of them are not Hall of Famers, but they are. Especially McGriff. How could you not let him in the Hall of Fame? Because he's quiet? You guys crazy. Because you think he was average? I bet you didn't think that when he stepped up to the plate. One of a kind swing that he produced. The way he had that loop around his head in his follow through. Unforgettable. One of a kind. Yeah. And of course we have some extra rookie cards here. Scott Rowland rookie card. And of course, bam, Bobby Abreu. Why would you have the nerve to say he was average too? You're going to say because he is. Not even close. Definitely above average. Let's go ahead and see what we have next. pile keeps growing. Heck yeah. Looks like I'm going to need a bigger safe. Well, maybe not. Maybe I just need to figure something else out. The pile has grown to about, I don't know, $300 or $400 for that little batch right here. Man. Perfect. But look at these old school things right here. Only found 2 of them so far. Maybe I need to take a look, see how much they're worth. Probably $2.50 a piece. But remember these old school things from back in the mid-'80s? I don't. I'm not as old as you think. These were just part of the package when I purchased these things back in like 99 to 2000. Optical illusion. Favorite. Probably worth $4.50. Should be worth more than that. Look whose face is on it. But I got a question about these kind of cards though. My knowledge has dwindled over the past 20 years when it comes to this kind of hobby. But I was thinking about all the different considerations when it comes to valuing these things. I mean, what am I trying to say here? I had some good examples in here. I mean, there were a couple that had Javi Lopez circling around the plate. Not the plate, but second base, but he had this weird look on his face. Yeah, and I was like, why would you publish a picture like that on a baseball card when somebody's got a facial expression like that on their face? Why would you do such a thing? Yeah, I'll never find it. It's in here somewhere. But I had an idea about something when it comes to valuing these things. I mean, is it like a pose? Besides just the player themselves, is it the way they're angled? The thing that they're doing at one single point in time when you take the photograph to produce a baseball card. Like that. That looks pretty cool. He's taking care of business. But what if it was a different angle? Perfectly timed, that is. I would probably be one of the best photographers when it comes to this kind of thing. Trying to produce the best. I mean, that one's not bad. Big Hurt just looks like he slammed it off of his left toe. His left ankle or something like that. He's grimacing. Maybe he not went out of the park. I don't know. But this one speaks volumes. Perfect angle. Look how he's striding into the ball. Look at the position of the bat. The angle of it. Everything's at a perfect angle. As opposed to that one. So is this one worth more than that? Because that one detail. You see what I'm saying? What if there was dirt on the uniform? Would it be worth more? What if Donald Trump was being seen in the stands? Would it be worth more? What about, who else? Bill Murray? Harry Carey? Yeah. Taylor Swift staying in the background. Would it be worth more? What if it's the teams that they play with? They play for? Yeah. Got a few Kenny Loftons in here because I know he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame. I know he is. He just needs time. But it was like a one and done with the Braves when he came to town. Jack Renteria should be in the Hall of Fame too. Yeah. Let me keep on going. Let me find out how much these things are real quick. Gotta keep pulling them out. Yeah, my collection is more off the chain than I thought it was originally. Now, you know, when something is in a screw case with a screw stripped, that's a good thing right there. Check that out. I still don't know how much it's worth. That's one thing I cannot stand about eBay. It lowers the value of everything. Why do they do that? I know it's a bargain hunting site, but it should be only for the cheapest things, not the most valuable. When I was trying to Google the answer for this thing right here, try to figure out how much it's worth, it stretches across the board. Major extremes. I don't get it. Why does eBay end up lowering the value of everything that is valuable? I don't get it. Talk about a bunch of desperate people on eBay. Every major card company out there, like the little mom and pop stores that are very heavy duty into collecting major things, have this one card listed between, I'd say, $500 and a few $1,000s. $500 and a few thousand for this card. But then you hop on eBay, $5.99. I don't get it. I mean, heck, you can get a Limoges vase or Bavarian vase from the 16th century on eBay for $204. But the way I look at that is you just destroyed history by destroying the value of it. Man, lowering the value of everything. I mean, you're going to be somebody out there who's going to have some kind of expensive object in your collection. It could be anything. It could be a baseball card, football card, basketball card, anything like that. That's valuable. Could be a lamp. Could be a piece of art. Could be a Picasso. Could be one of mine. Could be a rock. Could be an art piece. Could be a piece of clothing, a pair of shoes. Something valuable that you're going to want to sell or get auctioned off. And then you're going to look for a price. You're going to look for a value. Try to get it evaluated by a professional. Estimated, whatever. And then you're going to hop on eBay and there's going to be 5 other people selling the same thing for pennies on the dollar. And then the people who are doing the auction or the estimating of what it's worth, they're going to say they're going on eBay for pennies on the dollar. It's not worth anything. What a bummer in this. Cool. What if I donated this to Goodwill? Mint condition, no autograph, no flaws in it. I bet the size of that jersey, that perfect line going up and down, matches up perfectly with a vertical in the cube itself. Maybe I'll test that. Maybe I'll do a screenshot of this as perfectly as possible and stick it in there to see how perfect that angle really is. Yeah, same thing with the arm. All the arms, really, and the legs. Yeah, but dang, I just had a Da Vinci style idea when it comes to these things, though. Think about this, for instance, when it comes to all these little cards and stuff like that. Thought about this last night when I was looking at these when I was eating my dinner. I wonder if it would make it more valuable. Really though, think about this. I wonder if it would make these things more meaningful. If you actually put on the back of the cards, if you put the time and date and significance of what happened. You see what I mean? It's like, look at that Lomachenko. Look at where the ball is headed. Is that a home run to left center? Maybe it was the first home run of that season. What year was that? 1990. Yeah. So what if that was his very first home run for 1990 in the home ballpark? That had to be a home run. Look, it's on the sweet spot. But what if that was the case? What if you started putting significant moments? You went out with your cameras instead of just snapping random pictures. What if you're always looking for the most significant moments in their careers? Any given day of the season. It's one great thing about baseball. Anything could happen. Just like any other sport out there. Anything could happen. And you gotta capture the right moment. Some of these cards, they just don't make sense to what you're looking at. Like I said, I could possibly be one of the best sports photographers out there. But I can't take on any more hobbies. But look at this one. Is he at the bat? Or is he standing in the on-deck circle? Why is that so significant? I know it's a different kind of beauty within the moment. It is. Prior to one of his at-bats. But still. Not really in motion, not really in action. But this one, on the other hand, the ball hasn't even met the glove yet. How do we know if it was an error? How do we know if he dropped the fly ball that resulted in them losing the game? A very important game. How do we know that he didn't throw out a runner at home plate to end the game, to be the hero of the game? Every moment should be captured in a different way, not just by the photograph itself, but by labeling what happened to let the person know, whoever owns the card, exactly what happened when they did it. Line drive to center. Did it bang against the wall? Was it a double? Was it a triple? Was it a home run? Was it a fly out to the center fielder? Was it a bouncer up the middle? Yeah. It'd be great if you finally did that. Maybe the value of these things might be much more if you did it correctly. Frank Thomas, 1990. Liner up the middle. First base hit of 1990. Or 91, whatever season that was. Yeah. First base hit of 1990. First major league hit. Don't know until you put it on there, right? Yeah. Think about that, will you? Maybe the future for sports cards would be different if you did it. Don't know until you try it. See you later. Time to go to Goodwill. Or many of them, that is. Got to figure out a different puzzle to put together today with what we find. We don't want to leave it incomplete. Pretty good sized box right here. Surprised it came today. Wasn't scheduled to come by until Monday. Got it today instead. What a great surprise. I guess they're trying to get me into the Amazon Prime. I won't tell you a secret about the Amazon though. Try to test your emotions and your ideas about this. What are your emotions when you see the smiley face? What do I mean by that? Imagine Christmas morning you wake up and all you see is a bunch of unwrapped boxes. And all you see is a symbol. The arrow from A to Z. Every time you get something from Amazon, everybody absolutely loves it. Adores it. Everybody loves what I call the smiley face. From left to right, the grin. The world's second most perfect smile, that is. Is there one on this side too? Yes, there is. Heck yeah. But think about that, will you? Imagine Christmas morning or birthdays. And you wake up to see nothing but a bunch of boxes with that thing on it, right there. A different kind of emotion. Everybody loves Amazon. You think you got something real nice, because everybody loves Amazon. Yeah, but these things, got these things the other day online. Purchased them, just got them today. But what are they? You sports card collectors know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what this is. Bam. Even from the box. No longer going to go in a safe. I had the thing blocking the view. Yeah. 100 packs. Two 100 packs right here. So basically got 200 sleeves right here. Double-sided. Can fit 18 in each sheet. So what is that? 18 times 200. That's one heck of a large amount of cards. That doesn't look like over 3,000. Whatever it was, 3,800. Forgot what it was. Over 3,500 cards. You're saying, but Da Vinci, something's missing. Well, of course there is. Got those? Got another crate in the bedroom, but that's only got a few cards left in it. Where am I going? My own Da Vinci Paint. Turn on the light. Bam. You had no idea I had quite the collection. But I know it's a bunch of commons ranging from 1970 all the way through $99, $2,000. And I thought everything in here was Christmas. Well, kind of it is in a different way. That thing right there was about 55, 60 pounds and it's full of nothing but baseball cards. A lot of them are bent. They were just thrown in there. A bunch of commons from the good old days. So I'm going to put them in their rightful spot. Even a common worth about 3 cents is something at least. A face on a piece of cardboard. A face on a piece of paper. You talk about getting organized. Gotta leave the door open and try to pull these things out. That thing weighs a ton. Man. Have no idea how long it's going to take me to organize every player. Organize whatever. And get folders. That's going to be one humongous stack right there. Look at that. I just got finished burning all my mail last night. Took about 2.5 hours. Oops, dang it. Crap. I forgot I left the chute open. Dang. Last time this happened, ashes got blown all over the place. I can't believe I did that. That's one thing that's easy to forget. I know, I'm just trying to fill the time and to try to do things more organized. There's nothing, I'm not going to say the word hate. There's nothing I dislike more than being disorganized. Oops, you probably saw something. Yeah, something disorganized. I can't stand it. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, I had to clean my place last night. Get a load of this. 72 degrees in here. Heck yeah. Yeah, I had to clean a little bit last night. Spotlessly. Had too much of the seed all over the place. Letting the wildlife feed at the window, but you already knew that. But this thing right here, what a lifesaver this thing is. The Stenema inline backstretch bench. Using it religiously. This is actually the first full week I've used this thing since I got it exactly last Wednesday. What a dream come true. I knew it was supposed to work out really nice for us, and it really has. I feel like a different person. Pain is almost gone completely, but there was something that happened really strange about 3 days ago. Yeah. 3 days ago, something happened to me I never felt in my life before. I know you're giggling. You might say something vulgar, something that I haven't felt in a long time. You guys crazy. No. I've been using both these things religiously for the past week, and I'm going to hop on that thing again tonight. Got it up to 45 minutes the last 3 nights. Could barely get it in 10 minutes the first night I used it. Almost fell asleep on that thing right there. It's getting more comfortable. But something happened, and you already know what I'm going to say. I think about 15 to 20 minutes in, 3 nights ago, I felt a very violent pop. But I couldn't pinpoint the location. I couldn't pinpoint if it was in my lumbar region, or if it was in my middle back, my thoracic spine location. Couldn't pinpoint it. But something strange happened. It was almost like a thorn was pulled out of me. A thorn in my side was released. Strangest things have been happening. I totally lost the taste for meat. And I'm talking about food, that is. No pun intended. I totally lost the taste for meat. And I thought about this today. Yes, no, I've been eating meat for a long time. I have. Chicken, other things. But it was just an easier form of protein. All that kind of stuff. But every time I've gone out to get food, during my lunch breaks, whatever it is, gone grocery shopping twice to get a few days worth of food. And I just walk around and I stare at the meat. And I feel like I'm about to vomit. Like I'm about to throw up. And I spend a lot of time in the grocery stores trying to figure out what to eat. I can't eat meat anymore. Greatest feeling it is. It's a different kind of feeling. So I've gone without meat for, I'd say, 5 days now. 4.5, 5 days. Gone without meat. And it's changed everything. I feel like a different person. Totally feel like a different person. Like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Like every time I don't get meat or anything like that in any kind of food that I have, whatever it is, they continue to live. It saves a life when you don't eat meat. Talk about feeling like a different human being. It's almost like I feel whole again. It's almost like I feel like I'm back. In a different way. It's almost like the spinal injuries and stuff, the pinched nerves, almost like the devil was inside of me, giving me the pain. Since 1996, 97. I was doing all that bad stuff. The thought and the desire for alcohol has completely vanished. And yesterday was exactly 2 months since I quit drinking alcohol. Man, I know you're looking at a piece of spinal equipment on the floor. I feel like a totally different person. I can do without all that now. It's almost like the driving desire for it was the pain in the back. Making me do all that stuff. Drink alcohol religiously, even though it wasn't that much. It's almost like fixing my spine. Changed me to be back to normal. But I know exactly when it happened. All the different times I had the spinal injuries and the black mold in my ankles with the inflammation. Didn't help at all. Did not help. Now what? I'm slowly getting better. I am. Feeling better by the day. Every single day that goes by, I feel a little bit better. Can't go to the gym though. Not until I guess my back is fully healed. However long it's going to take, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. Feels like a dream come true, really. Never felt a pop like that. It was almost like getting, how should I put this though? It didn't hurt. I could feel it though. It was almost like someone hit me in the back with a hammer. Like tapped on my spine. That's what it felt like. Felt like somebody tapped on my spine with a hammer. No pain. Next day wasn't that friendly. Next day it felt like I had an operation. You know that feeling that you have after you have surgery? Or like when you have a broken bone or something like that. You have this weird feeling in the location of the injury. It's a different kind of pain, a different kind of hurt. That's what it was like 2 days following since that pop. And today's the 3rd day, or the 4th day, but I feel a whole lot better today. No pain, nothing at all. But I don't even know if my spine is fully healed yet. I don't know if all the vertebrae are back in spots that they're supposed to be. Or the tension has been fully released. Only time can tell. I got to keep using it. I don't even know the guidelines on those things, though. I don't. I don't know how often that you can use it. I've been using it every single day, non-stop. And I don't know if you're allowed to do that or not. To give your body a chance to heal, whatever happens. I don't know, but I'm just going to keep on using it. Let me go ahead and organize these things real quick. Real quick, this is going to be what? A couple of weeks, maybe? I guess it's good that I start tonight. Chill night. But all the players are disorganized. Got to put them all together. Quite the collection indeed. I'll let you know when it's done. Might be a month from now. I was wondering where those went. Thought my nephew stole them. But dang. There's even more. You know what? I think I'll just go ahead and forego organizing by player when it comes to these boxes here. You guys crazy. I'll just organize the ones that are already kind of organized. You know, the Hall of Famers. Or shall I say, the main treasure up in here. Yeah, the good ones. But they're all good. They are. They all made it to the show. Most of them got a different kind of opportunity to make it through to the HOF. And beyond, of course, immortality. Bringing out the treasure deep inside. Now the more I look at all this, makes me realize I probably should have gotten 200 more. But 7,000 cards? I don't know if I had that many. It all depends. But that stack, and that stack, in that box, you're probably looking at close to $7,000 to $10,000. Average about what? $4.50 when they're balanced. Quite possible. Could only be 5,000. Could only be 1,000. But when you combine them all together, 5,000 cards, do an average. Imagine this treasure right here. Even the commons that aren't worth anything at all. Give it 100 years. How much are they going to be worth then? And definitely, how much are those going to be worth? And don't you say nothing. If you know what I mean by that. Let me go ahead and get started. I gotta clear the mind. Take care of the art later. I gotta organize some things. You see it? I know you do. You see a lot of them. I really effed up hardcore on this one. Dang. I don't know what I did wrong. Wonder what the heck I missed in the past. How did these nice Hall of Famers end up in the cardboard box all bent up? Who's on this one here? Let's make Reynolds. Ruben Sierra. Rookie cards? Billy Ashley. No disrespect. I dated one of his ex-girlfriends. She used to talk about him all the time, how much I looked exactly like him. But that was way back in like 99, 2000. Gotta save the rookie cards. Man. Should have done a better job at this. Like I said, it might take 3 weeks to figure out. Different kind of puzzle. It's midnight. Time to go to bed. What was I doing? Add it to the Hall of Fame pile. Really screwed up on this. Probably worth $35. Old school for real. It's almost as if I had to redo the whole pile. some dealing cards. The rookie card, heck yeah. Not worth a dime. Hall of Famers. These things are in bad shape. Taking quite a while. It's already 1 a.m. Almost done with this box though. It's got bases in the bottom of the box. No wonder it weighs so much. But there's something in here that I totally forgot about. Different kind of license plate. You know I'm a Braves fan. A very big Braves fan. But I wonder if it's another sign. This thing has never been used. Not a scratch on it. Wonder who's going to win in 2022 World Series. Gotta know how to see the signs. Totally forgot about it. Got the thing way back. Long time ago. Forgot when, forgot where. It's got a date on it though. 2003. Wonder if I got it on eBay. Huh. What if it was a gift? Not saying that they're really going to win the World Series in 2022. It's just a hunch. But everything's been changed. If it was a full season, maybe they would have won. They would have gone. But maybe it's different. If it was a full season, that probably would have hurt their chances. So now that the season has been shortened, a few games knocked off the top, things have changed considerably. But not saying that the White Sox are going to win the World Series. Just an idea behind it. We'll see later. Let me go ahead and finish what I'm doing. It's about dang time. This box is done right here. It took about 3.5 hours to go through all these things. All that's left is some rubber throwabout bases. And a Reebok logo. And 2 old cassette tapes. And of course the White Sox plate. Songs from the Big Chair, Tears for Fears. Wonder if there's going to be a sign in this. You already know the songs. Shout, The Working Hour. Everybody wants to rule the world. Mother's Talk. Broken. Head over heels. Listen. Huh. Songs from Heaven, really. Dismiss. Hat full of hollow. Accept. accept yourself. I'm trying. You've got everything now. Heaven knows I'm miserable. Well, everybody knows these songs. Wonderful. It's almost like part of my life in one single side of a tape. But I'm not girl afraid. Back to the old house. I wonder if they're trying to tell me to go back to the old house. Put it there. Break out the tag. This place is a mess. For real though. Gotta stay in today and clean it up. Organize these things, get the books created. Still have plenty of those. We might just make it. I think I'm getting down to the point where I can just start throwing things in there and not organizing. Look at hitters compared to the pitchers. Yeah, I'm organizing them by hitters and pitchers. Well, for the commons, that is. But here go the stars right here. Kept finding them in boxes. That's a fat stack for real. Even that one. The stacks are so tall, they keep falling over. And that's definitely a good sign. They're the old cards right here. From like the 60s through the extremely early 80s. No later than 82, 83. Maybe a couple of them, but yeah, a lot of these things are old school. Hall of Famers. Most of them, that is. Wonder what happened to all my McGuire's though. I thought I had a lot more than that. I mean, I just cleaned out this box right here. That was the most of my original collection. Was in this box. But dang, that's a fat stack right there. A different kind of stack, organized. That thing's almost a foot high. And then some. There's another 5 inches right there. Baseball everywhere. I'm not really glad I didn't go out today. Should have gone out to enjoy some heaven and hell the pollen. Clouds are rolling in. That's okay though. I need to chill and relax. Look at that. Dang. Look at the light seep through on that. Maybe I'll take a reference picture of that and try to turn it into art. The layers of the glass. Man. But who's ready for another round? And I thought this box was bad right here. Who knows what's going to be in this one right here? Let's take a sneak peek, shall we? Let's hope it's not going to be a Barry Bonds rookie card. All bent up. And Ivan Caldron had a couple of good years. Is it Ivan or Ivan? Man, he's got that 2010 look in his face. Ahead of his time. The Faces of Time. This one's in plastic. You know where this goes? To the fancy stash. Yeah, but check this out. Hold on, let me move this thing to the side. This is one of my brother's progress reports from school, high school. It's not mine. I would have done a whole lot better. Great combination right there within the classes, but not a good combination with the scores, brother. Geometry. How'd you make a 63 in geometry? Should have made 103. In world history, how do you make a yeah, how do you make a 63 in history? That's a perfect combo right there. It was almost like yin and yang at the same time for the two of us. You know what's weird though? I'm going to tell you a story about this. Even though we were twins in the same schools every single time, we were never in the same classes. Not one single time. Well, except for homeroom, but that's not really a class. Ain't that some craziness? Something to think about as my life continues. It's been a long day so far. Barely making a dent. Check that out. How many cards are in here? I haven't even gotten a quarter way through. Look how deep it is, though. It's one of those real tall tubs. There could be like 30,000 in here. Maybe just 7,500. I kept digging deeper and deeper for the treasure to try to see if there were going to be a couple of boxes and stuff down at the bottom. Bam! Light it up. Treasure. Fun time. Heck yeah. Maybe I'll play around with that letter like a child. I'd say 1 out of every 50 cards that I find is going to be an all-star or a would-be Hall of Famer that you kind of keep out. Got some random football cards, basketball cards, hockey cards. A bunch of random ones. Let's not call them unknowns. Let's not call them... Definitely not an unknown. But these are not old. I got these from some hand-me-down store and took them to some place to get them appraised when I was like 14 years old, and they laughed me out of the store. They laughed me out of there, said that these were reproductions. Of course they were talking to me like I was like 9 years old, because I thought they were legit. Oh, the rookie card. Okay, cool. Toss it to the side. I gotta be careful though. I mean, when it comes to this, I know I still have plenty of these things right here. I still have 100 in a brand new pack and about 50 more in left over from the pack that I started on that was in this box originally. But I'm also trying to use the ones that I've been kind of like reorganizing, some of the old ones, to kind of keep me going. Thinking, because I just had a thought about something. With all these cards, just trying to organize them by position. You know, pitcher and batter, that's it, that kind of position. But I've just been loading them up as I go along. But I definitely got to be careful, because the more I keep going, the more I use up of the card holders. I don't want to get to a point where I have none left to add the main treasure, the Hall of Famers. And the older ones. So I gotta be careful with that. But it has taken me way too long to do this. I'm okay with it though. Nothing wrong with spending a perfect Sunday chilling. Back is sore. Some of the things I'm forgetting. Some of the things, it's almost weird though. It's like, the more I look at these, I looked at these many times when I was younger. A lot younger than I am now. But it makes me feel younger. When I do this, it's almost like I'm turning back the clock. As time goes along, I just check in with the guys as their career progresses. And I change the pile. And then as time goes along, the older the car is, excuse my sinuses, the older the card is, the higher it goes in value, the more it increases. By the pennies. Chris Wizard. Huh. I know you're laughing, you're saying, Da Vinci, those aren't worth a penny. Well, even if they are worth a penny, that's a crap load of pennies. It's almost like they're all the same though. Keep pulling out repeats. I don't know how I got my hands on these cards though. Dave Collins, that's old school, 1977 probably. 80, close enough. Yeah, but no, well, here's a main star right here. Heck yeah, it took him a while to get to the hall. Add him to the hall stash. I know I kind of made a mistake. These are coming from these boxes. And I've already organized the ones from the safe. And I keep finding more. Just random ones. I'm going to have to reorganize the whole thing. But I can't find any. Oh, Joe Carter. Never forget a face. Gotta be. Bam. Add it to the Joe Carter pile. One home run from 400. Needs to go back and try to hit that thing. That's crazy. Oh, where's he going to go? Hall of Famer. Heck yeah. Optical losing card. Yeah, my ass is hurting from sitting in the chair for so long. Rookie card. Heck yeah. Never heard of him. But you have now. He made it to the show. Oh, for a second here, I thought that was the other one. How tall was he? He was only 6'3". Tells you anything's possible. Even found my Muggsy Bogues card in here, hanging around. You know, it's weird though. Half these guys right here are tipping on about 55, 60 years old. Back when they were in their prime. Back in the early 90s. No relation to Wade Boggs. 78. Add it to the old pile. Probably worth $3. Denny Nagel had a couple of great years. He lost it when he went to Colorado. As did many pitchers. I'll tell you what about that Colorado though. I'm so glad they let Larry Walker in. They're making Todd Helton hang out for a little bit longer as they assess the numbers, which is a big mistake. Big mistake. I got a lot to complain about when it comes to that Colorado though, and I'm not talking about the purple dinosaur, the purple smoke hovering in the horizon of the purple hills. But I'm so glad they finally let Larry Walker in. I think his final year on the ballot. Very unfortunate for you to make somebody wait that long. But when it comes to Todd Helton, you've done wrong on that one. You got to let him in next year. You do. I don't know what you're holding back on. You're probably saying that the thin air is holding him back. Those fly balls are dropping in front of the fence if it was another place. If it was somewhere else, it would have been dropping in a glove or something like that. In the infielder's glove. But here's my complaint about that when it comes to Colorado. If you're going to do something like that to the players, you should have never brought a major league team to the city. The Mile High City. You should have never done it if you're going to hold players back. Why would you do such a thing? You know what that is equivalent to? That's equivalent to telling a lottery winner that they can't spend the money. That's equivalent to telling a hot girl that you can't become prom queen. You can't be Miss America, Miss Universe. What else is that like? All because they showed out. And they did great by using the laws of nature. That's terrible. That you're going to keep out the best players in Colorado out of the Hall of Fame because of the thin air. The laws of nature which guided the ball past the wall. Or a one bouncer against the fence. One bounce. What else is that like? Oh no. I guess those are some good examples. Telling them they can't go to the hall. Yeah. But you're telling the laws of nature. That's disrespectful to the laws of nature. The laws of nature allowed them to show out, to put on their best game. And you only let one in. That's like telling a player who throws 106 miles an hour that they can never be a pitcher. That's like telling a man who has a perfectly bald head that they can't be Mr. Clean. What else is it like? Oh, dang. A non-baseball baseball card. Very collectible. Hall of Famer. Yeah. That's like telling a bulldog that they can't be ugly. Ugly. I said they ain't ugly. That's like telling a bulldog that they can't be ugly. The Georgia mascot. That's like telling Todd Helton he can't be Todd Helton. Guys got to think about that one. Just because they were born and bred in Colorado doesn't mean you have to hold them out of the Hall of Fame. If they did their best. It's the ones who don't do their best. The ones who don't take full advantage are the ones you need to worry about and reassess in your lineup. But you talk about going opposite. You talk about the opposite of certain things. Like the pitchers. You talk about disrespectful. Imagine if you're the best pitcher in college baseball for 2 or 3 years. The best high school pitcher. Whatever it is. How do you feel when you get drafted by the Rockies? You would have been a Hall of Famer if you played someplace else. But no, we're going to hold you back. Maybe that's the Almighty telling you something about life. Think about that one. I'm not saying that really in a bad way. It's just an idea that I had. I mean, if I was like the best pitcher, the highest ranked pitcher in a few seasons, and then I get drafted by the Rockies. They got to figure out that pitching thing for real, though. They do. I mean, you basically subtract a few Hall of Fame years from a few pitchers. But you had a couple of good ones come through. Like Ubaldo. Had that magical year. What was it, 2009, 2010? Something like that. Now, if you win 10, imagine King Felix. Imagine the years when he was with Seattle. And he won the Cy Young. Having the seasons that he had. Like a 13 and 12 season. Wasn't even the real top pitcher of the league. But his ERA got him in there. Imagine if he was with Colorado. Yeah, it's a possibility his stats would considerably drop. Considerably. But imagine if he had that type of season. Any pitcher who plays for Colorado, who has what is considered a mediocre year for any other ball club out there, should always win the Cy Young if they win more than 12 or 15 games. A lot of comments up in here. But they made it to the show. Let me go ahead and keep on going. I'm burning daylight doing nothing at all. Thanks for this one. Exploring Alabama. I've been on this thing like crazy for like the past 3 weeks. But today's a very good day. Yes, indeed. I need to clean this place up. There's too much treasure sitting around in here. Bam. Gotta put these back in the boxes. It's like I barely made a dent. And that was 100% full right here. But why do I have to pack it up? Because of this. It took a lot longer than I expected. I'm going to need about 200 more pages. I have one left. What have I gotten myself into? Man. It's almost like the treasure just keeps on going. That's one heck of a stack right here. And everything from here down is filled exactly with what you're looking at. A bunch of Hall of Famers. Half the stack alone is probably worth what? $5,000? But then what about the rookie cards? What about the commons? Where the heck am I going to put all these? They're not going to fit in the safe. Oh, look at that. Man. Guess I'll pack it up until I buy some more. But it's going to take a long time to finish. Quite the tower right there. How long would it take me to go through the rest of these things and pull out one random Hall of Famer, one out of every 50? Well, I've already gone through the better cards that were in the safe, and I missed a few hundred in the cardboard box. Barely even made a dent. And this thing right here, there's probably 7,000 cards left in this thing. Let's say they're worth 3 cents a piece. But something perfect happened tonight. It really did. Something we've all been waiting for. Let me go ahead and start her up. You already know what happened. Perfect day today. About dang time. We're about to take a trip. Gave us a little bit of a scare. I don't want to say it about Freeman though. All you gotta do is look at the last name. He's a free man. But I kind of figured it was going to happen today. You're going to say, Da Vinci, how do you even know that? How did you even predict such a thing happening? Well, I called it at the gym last night. I know, he's a free man, I know. He can end up where he wants to go. But I'm just so glad that they finally came to a conclusion about something. Finalized something. But I just had a hunch that it was going to come to an end today. come to a new beginning, excuse me, not an end, but a new beginning. But how did I have such an idea? Well, it happened when I was at the gym last night. I got the signs from above on the TV screen when I was on the elliptical machine for like an hour, watching everything unfold that had nothing to do with baseball. But it had everything to do with baseball. It did. What am I talking about? Check this out. Dang, my videos are so amateur, it's not even funny. But you already saw it. A lot of people did see it. But only one noticed the sign. About dang time. See you for the rest of the season. Time to grab the vacuum cleaner. Running into things. It's like I'm doing the moonwalk on carpet. Looks like somebody left the flue open. Gee. Wonder who that was.